Welcome. My name is Scales, and this is TabiaTalks, my very first episode. And I was gonna say I'm really excited, but the truth is I am very nervous, like out of my mind nervous. And why, you ask? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what you're gonna think of me, and that's just me being honest. I had a totally different episode. I already shot it. I did it yesterday, and it was gonna be called "What Do You Really Think About Men?" But the whole time I'm just nervous and too scared to post it, and I decided that I couldn't post it because it wasn't authentic. I all of my insecurities came bubbling up last night. I even talked to my friend about it, and just all kind of stuff, like, just where did this come from? Like, oh, you're not cute enough to make a vlog. Cause one of my friends told me people get subscribers or whatever because they have nice cleavage, and obviously I'm kind of lacking in that department. But I'm not interesting. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say, Tabia. Like, what are you thinking? Who do you think you are? And that is what I'm naming this episode. Who do you think you are? And this is me trying to be as vulnerable as possible to show you the process of doing something that you really want to do but you're scared. Now, this may be something stupid to somebody, like, oh, you're just sitting in front of a camera. It's not that big a deal, not saving the world or anything. And I get that. But this particular thing has brought up a lot of insecurities for me, which I'm actually very thankful for that it shed light on it. Like, I didn't even know. Like, when I had the idea, my friend encouraging me to do this vlog, I was like, oh yeah, I can do that. I love that. I would love to share some of my experiences to help people. But I had no idea all of these fears would come up. Like, I just started nitpicking. Like, I don't like your cheeks. What, Brene? Like, what? Like, I don't like your calves. Like, all this stuff. Like, why? Why do we do that? Why are we so afraid to do something that we really want to do? Why? And I was doing a lot of thinking last night, and I was thinking, why are we so afraid to do something why are we so afraid to hear what we already think about ourselves? Why is that scary? And why it is scary is because it will be confirmed. So if I had a insecurity that, oh, Tavia, you're ugly, you ain't cute enough. I can believe that myself, but if somebody else says it, it's like, oh wow, it's confirmed, I really am not that. Like, it was just in my mind, but now it's real in the real world. But then I thought about that, and I was like, what makes it more real for somebody else to say it than for me to say it? It's actually more real if I say it than them. So who's the person that I need to change? Them or me? And that made me feel a whole lot better. And that made me think about a lot of people who do things, who rather stay where they are than to hear what they are so afraid to hear, because it won't be confirmed. It could stay imaginary. But it's the same thing. If somebody else says it, you internalize it and you say it to yourself. It's the exact same thing. You already did the hard work. So if this video reaches anybody that doesn't like it, they're more than entitled to not like it. And they say something hurtful to me, I've already done it. And that was actually kind of freeing for me. And not as scary, but it's also scary that we have feeling that we do not belong. We are missing something that everybody else has, and everybody's gonna see it. Because on this vlog, I was afraid everybody was gonna see through this facade. Like, everybody was gonna know that I'm really lame on the inside, like really lame. And I wanted to be cool, and I wanted to be attractive and cute on my little vlog. And internally, I just did not feel it. I just did not feel it. And it was a scary feeling because I actually believed it, which is the worst part of all of this. So I just wanted to share some of the fears. I wrote some of them down just because I think when you face a fear, you realize it's not really that big a deal. So one of them was, people will finally know that you're ugly, stupid, or boring. I've kind of always had that fear that I wasn't really that interesting and that people don't really care what I have to say. Maybe because I'm a middle child, I don't know. But this is really me putting myself out there. It might only 2 people look at this in the world, but still those 2 people matter to me. And I wrote down, everyone will laugh at me. Like, what is this girl talking about? And that's another one of my fears. I don't know why I fear that everybody will laugh at me. Maybe because I feel like I don't belong and that I am very lame on the inside. Very lame. And what else do I have down here? Everybody will know I'm a fraud. And that's a big one because I think everybody, when they start off, they feel like a fraud and that everybody's going to figure it out. That you're not really that cool. You're not really that pretty. You're not really that intelligent. You're not really that charismatic. I think everybody has that type of fear. And today I'm facing mine for my first episode, which I think will be the best episode to show you who I am and not to try to put on any airs like I'm some vlog goddess, which I'm not. So but on a brighter note, I think that we are also afraid because we might actually be great. We might actually be phenomenal at the thing that we really want to do. Phenomenal. And why that is scary is because we will have to become somebody else. We will have to get out of our habits. We will have to get out of our belief system. Everything we believed about ourselves will have to change. And that's scary for the brain to change. But do you want to live in that paradigm? Because I really don't. I'm tired of being afraid of expressing myself. I'm tired of being afraid to really show up in the world. Because to really show up in the world is the greatest gift. It's so scary. It is so scary because I'm also an abstract artist. That's some of my art back there. You can't really see it. But it's a similar feeling when I show my art for the first time. It's that vulnerable feeling where it's like, I'm out there. This is me. And it's a frightening feeling, but it's also the feeling that makes me feel the most alive. And that is what life is all about. Feeling alive. I want to go through life knowing that people accept me for who I am, not because I hid well. Not because I hid all my flaws and then they accepted me. Because just think about that. If you hide and you run your whole life, and then on your deathbed it's like, wow, nobody ever really saw me. That would be terrifying. That would be terrible. more terrible than whatever comments I will receive, or more terrible for whatever anybody will say on the street. I want to show up, and I think the world would be a lot better place if everybody showed up. So the point to all of this is something that I also realized that was great for me, is that, you know, I always kind of wanted to have a little sex appeal or some coolness, because I have never considered myself cool ever in my life. But I realized yesterday that I was afraid that everybody's going to see how goofy I was and not really cool I was. But it's not about avoiding being goofy or avoiding being lame. It's about being goofy and sexy, lame and cool, being left out and being included. I think that's when you really find happiness, is when you are both things, you are both extremes. You're like, yeah, I'm lame, but yeah, I could be cool. Or maybe my lameness is cool and maybe my coolness is lame. I know that sounds crazy, but I think when you bring two sides of a paradox together, that's when you really understand something. I really have that belief. Like, if both things are true, then that's really like the truth. And I'm so glad that I was able to share that with you, and I hope that this could touch you in a way that touched me. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully this video will make you realize that whatever you're scared to do, go ahead and do it. Face your fears, write them down like I did, and you'll look at them and you'll realize, what? But your goals might be a lot bigger than mine, but still, go ahead and do it. I believe in you. But if you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Or if you want more, go ahead and subscribe. See, that was my sexy side, but maybe it didn't work. Okay, bye.